Hi, welcome back to Two-Headed Dog Radio. Remember, you can contact me on Instagram at twoheadeddog.radio. That is TWOH3ADEDDOG.radio for inquiries, as well as the link playlist. The video version will be available on YouTube at Two-Headed Dog. That is TWOH3ADEDDOG. Also, I have my website up. You can check that out at www.twoheadeddogradio.com. That is TWOH3ADEDDOG radio.com. Also, Two-Headed Dog Radio got its first merch ever. There are 2 stickers up on my website at twoheadeddog.com. That is TWOH3ADEDDOG.com. They're both really cheap. My own artwork. If you want to support, check that out. Also, guys, I really hate to say it, but this week's episode is going to be so good. Faked out. Okay, this week's episode is a bunch of songs that I loved in my teenage years. I know I've done this before with previous episodes, but this one's important because it has modern baseball in it. Okay, the front bottoms, Tiger's Jaw. Like, let's talk about that, okay? These are bands that I've listened to, like, every single day of my life for, like, multiple years. They were the epitome of being a 17-year-old. Like, being in the car with your friends and, like, singing these songs together, and, like, you don't even care if, like, other people think they're, like, lyrically bad or, like, whatever. Because I remember, like, if I showed them to anybody else outside of my friend group, like, I was getting made fun of. But so it was kind of like a safe space with my friend group. Like, we could just all, like, listen to this music, and it was awesome, and I loved it, and I have so many good memories of it. And so, like, personally, I don't think this music's bad. I think it's freaking awesome. It fills my heart with joy, but a lot of people don't agree. So that's what I mean when I say that. But, like, whatever. But this is my radio show, so I can play whatever I want. So, yeah. First off, we're going to start today's show off with Julien Baker. This song is called Something. And she is, like, I need to make a whole radio show episode about her in of herself, because I went to go see her with Boy Genius whenever, let's see. I went to go see her with Boy Genius in Asheville, not last summer, but the one before, I feel like. It was so good, so amazing. Love her. I wish I could see her solo, but it just hasn't happened yet. But this is Julien Baker with Something.
Sleeping, but now I'm still up, walking around. Walls of my skull something, I couldn't find something to say. So I just said nothing, nothing, nothing. Sat and watched you drive away. Now just let the parking lot swallow me up, choking your tires and kicking up dust, asking aloud why you leaving, but the pavement won't answer me. Now just let the silence swallow me up, the ring in my ears tastes like blood, asking aloud why you leaving, the pavement won't answer me. And I know I meant nothing, nothing to you, but I thought I meant
There you are, and here I stand, trying to make you feel my hand. Ring the doorbell in your mind, but it's locked from the outside. You don't live there anyway, but I knock on it all day. In the end, we weren't much, but the hollow space shrank down inside of all of us for the good of all men. Hold me down underwater and don't let me up again. No control. Job, so let me find 10 million distractions. Some get sick, some don't get cured. That's how it goes. But the worst is over, chum, and throw me overboard. No control. I thought I ruled the way out, but then no control. It started over again. I hear your voice come through the gray. No control. Holding a mic to this pillow song, but she won't sing anything at all. Kiss me once on each eyelid, so I can see how I dreamed it. No control. No control. No control. No control. No control. I thought I ruled the way out, but then no control. It started over again. No control. I hear a voice come through the gray. No control.
The rain is falling, it's after dark. The streets are swimming with the sharks. It's the right night for the wrong company, and there ain't nothing round here to look at. Move along. Move along. The neon lights on Baltimore, every shadow's getting famous. In some backyard, in some plastic chair, hoping these cigarettes will save us. Here we go again. Here we go again. You got rings in your ears, and you got kicked around and made up. Looking high, looking low. Where did all the shadow people go? Where did all the shadow people go? I wanna know where the shadow people go. I stole a bike from the second mile. I saw our band play in the basement. I crossed the path of a friend of mine, and I know what that look upon her face meant. Something's gone from her eye. Something's gone. You could be a woman, or you could be a man. Wear the glove on the other hand. Or you could be twisted, or you could be insane, pushing the envelope against the grain, or just playing along. Or just playing along. And I got something on my mind, and I got voices on the other line, saying hi, saying hello. Where did all the shadow people go? Where did all the shadow people go? I wanna know where the shadow people go. Where did all the shadow people? Where the shadow people go? Where did all the shadow people go? Where did all the shadow people? Where the shadow people go? Where did all the shadow people go? Where the shadow people go?
Deep and slow, but that's how it goes. If anyone asks, yeah, I already know. Cause I got this pain in my chest every time I swim to consciousness, and I misspelled every word perfectly. Every mistake made was purposely, and my head is pounding to the beat of my heart. You are a broken art tattoo I'll have forever on my chest, for a love that I have lost but never could forget. just not what you wanted. At this point in your life, it's so hard to stay when all you wanna do is ride. I totally get you. I was a bird cage and you were meant to fly. You are a broken heart tattoo I'll have forever on my chest, for a love that I have lost but never will forget. Nothing matters, the importance of nothing. Nothing matters, the importance of nothing. Nothing matters, the importance of nothing. That's what you taught me while I was barely listening. Nothing matters, the importance of nothing. Nothing matters, the importance of nothing. Nothing matters, the importance of nothing. Nothing matters, nothing matters.
That was Dinosaur Jr. with The Wagon, Brand New with No Control, Dr. Dog, Shadow People, and The Front Bottoms with Wolfman. There was a weird time in my life where I want to say for like a year, I just stopped listening to music. Like, I would listen to music if I was in someone else's car and they would play it, or like if I was out in public, if it was in a movie, like I wouldn't like, shut that down or whatever. But I wasn't going out of my way on my own to like listen to music, because all of my plot twist, guys, because all of the songs I would listen to became like sad. Like, they were already sad, like lyrically, and like, they were sad songs, but you listen to them after something in your life happens to you where you relied on those songs to get you through that time in your life, and then it's just like, I don't want to listen to it anymore because I don't want to be sad. I don't want to live in the past, and I struggled with that for a while. And I remember I would, for like that whole time, like people would ask me, oh, what's your favorite artist, like, oh, like what's your favorite song, whatever. And I was just like, I just don't listen to music anymore. I just don't. And I have to explain it every single time. And no one really understood that. And that is like so crazy to say out loud, because like I listen to these, like I was listening to these, picking out, which songs for this week's playlist. And I was like, oh, like how could I have ever let these songs go? They're beautiful. And they mean so much to me in my heart. But that's just what happens when like crazy stuff happens to you in your life. Anyway, next up we have Hum with Why I Like the Robins.
Outside of you comes into focus, collapses away lovingly. And hands to the glass and eyes to sky, and glued to the south she waits to see.
She's looking for birds she met last fall, who said they would come back different than all. She's waiting for six who know about sound, who promise to come back upside down. I like your raindrop collector, splashed in my eyes makes everything else look like you. So hand me the glasses, teach me to use them, show me the window I wanna look to. Take the glasses and cover for you. You get some sleep and I'll stay till 2. I'm looking for six who know about sound, who promise to come back upside down.
stay the same, girl. I know you wanna be
take your merry bones. Dawn's gray, the sign in the winter light. And I know that you can feel the pain. Your eyes speak 100 million nights. Don't tell me you've gone astray. I walk in circles. I've seen a million things that tell me so.
fingertips began to shred my corneas as I clutched my face in agony, in agony.
Look at me, son. It's not your fault.
I know.
It's not your fault.
I know.
No, you don't. It's not your fault.
I know.
It's not your fault.
All right.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Don't fuck with me. It's not your fault.
Well, I promise it's not that I'm feeling you, but I'm sliding my body underneath everyone else's shirt. I just want to see the people I care for be happy. Maybe I'm just trying way too hard to be taken seriously, but I will do my best to be
is Pillars by Sunny Day Real Estate. I Hate Every Driver on the Road Except for Me by Panucci's Pizza. Obligatory folk punk song by Panucci's Pizza, and I Saw Water by Tiger's Jaw. If you guys haven't listened to Tiger's Jaw or Panucci's Pizza, get on that. You will love me for it. Hopefully, like, I don't know, I love them, so go check those out. Next up, we have American Football with Honestly.
Honestly, I can't remember all my teenage feelings and the meaning. They seem to see through to be true.
sucks. Though I seem cool, calm, and collected, making my way to hipster with glasses was a little more than just nerve-wracking. Kinda just counted on her to turn me into goo. Praise whatever and end it with a smile. Cause for a bit, a tad, a little while, I expected you to save the day with sly remarks like he's so cute and whatever you want. Though the white jacket didn't fit, the friends I came with did perfectly. Snugged right to my body like sad movies and late night drinks. Could've guessed by the end of the hour there was more than just a little smile on my face, covered in custard and cookies and cream. Pissed off I had to leave, but all has to end. You got a smile that could light this town, and we might need it, cause it gets dark around here, real dark around here. Most of my old friends I can only stand for the weekend, but that doesn't apply here. Doesn't apply here. The day started with a bloody drip and a taste on my lips that was a lot less than desired. Awkward moments to the side, not all expiring. Fast a tank top that didn't cover a thing, and a zipped down hoodie zipped to the bottom. Had us laughing every time, no matter how many chest hairs there were inside. You got a smile that could light this town, and we might need it, cause it gets dark around here, real dark around here. Most of my old friends I can only stand for the weekend, but that doesn't apply here. Doesn't apply here.
Standing at your intersection, misinterpreting direction. See you from across the backyard, fucked up by your good friend's wedding card. Every day I walk away, but I don't get very far. I know your every secret, I know your every sound, but here I stare on from the fence, this old hungry bloodhound, pretending in unending joy to hate to be alone, to adore the great unknown, when all I know is you. and all you are is home. The words don't sound the same when we speak over the phone. Father stops to ask a question. Haven't seen this place since last election. New kids all in deviant hairdos, spilling beer on family heirlooms. The guys would like to go out tonight, but I don't know if I care to. Your hands are on my shoulders, your hands are on my neck. Your eyes meet mine, suggesting that I should not be upset. At Heathrow there will be no band, as murderous as mine. One round of stock white wine, and as I sunk to sleep, my hampered heart did pine. I should not say I love you, but I feel it all the time. Standing at your intersection, misinterpreting directions. Send out for a pizza and pray everything is answered one day.
Those last two songs were The Weekend by Modern Baseball and Intersection by Modern Baseball. I feel like I never hear anybody talk about Intersection. It's just like, it's one of their songs that doesn't really sound like the other ones that I've heard, and I really like it. It's kind of like, I feel like they experimented a little, and it came out really beautifully, so love that band. Like, wish they didn't, wish they were still together, but at the end of the day, they brought so many people, like, so many awesome memories and so much music for us to enjoy, so that's what it's about, Love me some Modern Baseball, though. They were, like, one of the top bands of that time in my life, where I was just, like, love them. So listen to them, check that out. Yeah, that was today's episode. Thank you for watching, and remember, you can find all of my information at twoheadeddog.radio on Instagram.